delicious.
And it stinks.
And it stinks.
But in a good way.
Like your mama's clothing style.
What's good, you bitch? Welcome back to the No Chaser podcast. I'm Timothy De La Ghetto.
I'm Ricky Shucks.
And I'm Nikki Blades.
Hey, man, look. Let's all here. Let's take it in. Exhale.
You
okay,
you don't
bro?
even smoke, Rick.
I got allergies, man.
Jeez.
Is it I feel like it's a very allergen-ish
Year.
time of year.
Nah, it's the whole year so far.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's been rough.
Because I don't think I necessarily have allergies, but everybody that I know that has allergies is like, yo, this shit's kind of crazy, right?
I'm
Yeah.
taking like 4 Zyrtec a day.
Word?
You're supposed to take 1.
Wow.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's
like
rough.
that? So what is it? It's like pollen and shit in the air that fucks you up?
Dust, pollen, smog, death, all that shit we got going on in the air, man.
Man, I saw some shit the other day. Speaking of death, it was like some black plague. The plague.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
killed a couple
yeah.
people on some plane or some shit.
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
Wait, what? No, elaborate on
Okay,
the
okay,
story.
look. Okay, I don't know the full
Say, nah,
details.
that's it?
I don't know the details, and it wasn't times are different now. All right, so the black plague, okay, yeah, wiped out the third of the civilization back in the day, right?
Uh-huh.
Now shit's different. We got different medications and shit. Like they contained it, right? But basically, what I read was like. Somebody got it and died.
We're not supposed to be laughing this hard, Tim. You can't be talking about the black plague. Somebody got it.
Well, it's so outlandish, you can't even fathom it.
I mean, yeah, that's
Speaking of saying that someone died and it's funny, let me just go tell you about something real quick. Just 'cause. Okay, so when I was still in high school, my boy, there was this part is not funny. Let me just explain this part first. There was a science teacher or some shit who had died. That was all everybody heard that day. Oh my God, Mr. Whatever had died today. Whoa, this is fucked up. Damn, that's crazy. What happened, right? Mm-hmm. So then my boy Cameron, we called him Cameron. His name was Cameron. I think this teacher taught biology, right? This was after school when everyone's still kind of lurking around campus. You know, you waiting on your ride. You don't know if you're gonna be chilling. Everyone's just kind of lurking, right? Chilling. Mm-hmm. Cameron walks up to me, mobbing, walks up to me. Man, my biology teacher died. I was like, why would you say it like that?
Guess what?
He's like, bro, ain't this some shit? My biology teacher died. I was like, come on, man, don't do that. But anyways, that's not funny. Rest in peace. So my dad, speaking of death.
terrible transitions.
No.
What
Because
the fuck
no.
is that, Tim?
Because no. Speaking of my dad dying.
Speaking of Rick about to die, are you okay?
Speaking of death, my dad, he always says that when he dies, he wants to be stuffed and positioned in a high five position so that whenever my friends come in the house, they can high five him when he comes in. You know what I'm saying? And he's low-key serious.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Wouldn't that be cool?
On a scale of 1 to 10, where's he
He's like-
sitting right now?
He's like, hey, I remember what I told you. I want you to stuff me. High five. I'm like, all right, man. If that's what you want.
Ex-popular YouTuber in prison for stuffing his father's remains.
Did y'all ever see that there was that one funeral where it was it was like a lady and she was you know how they have the what do you call it when you look at the body?
The viewing?
The viewing. They had a viewing, but the lady was propped up and the whole scenario they set up was she wasn't in a grave. She was at a table playing cards or something.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those.
I
Had that dude playing video games
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It's mad weird.
Definitely not in my will. So it's not how I want to go.
Well, speaking of killing the comedy game, let's just get right into it. We got a special guest today. This man right here, one of the OGs, one of the goats in the game. super hilarious, one of the best impressionists out there. Make some noise for Affion Crockett. What's up? What's up, Doc? Welcome to the show, bruh. Hey, what's up, man? I appreciate you.
Hi.
Sir.
Good. You made me feel old when you say OG.
I mean, it's facts though.
Well, I'm old, but
But you look great.
whatever.
You look great.
Black don't crack.
Hey,
Am.
Beige don't age.
beige don't
Yeah,
age.
you
I've
know.
never heard that one
You
before.
feel me? I live it, man. You know what I mean?
You out here, bro. Hey, thanks for coming to the show. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm actually like in a really good space. I mean, this is a dick and pussy show, right?
It's
So-
a dick. We do some dick and pussy talk. It's not strictly dick and pussy, but you
Wait,
know,
Yeah,
Wait,
that's a lot of
this,
different.
I'm
this
sorry, what was
episode
that
is
reference?
supposed to not be so much dick and pussy. So
Well, I say dick and pussy.
make it titty and ass.
Wait,
Right,
no.
but it just means
Why am I confused? You guys have never
we
used
talk vulgar.
That's
Got it.
that's
Sorry.
what he's saying. Yeah.
Got it. You guys have never said that to me, so I didn't know.
and it's not a holds barred show. Y'all
No,
talk
we
about
hold no
whatever
bars.
the
Yeah.
fuck.
No,
Yeah.
So I say I'm in a good space because no, this is real shit because I know a lot of crazy fucked up people out here, right?
Yeah.
I've been going to therapy for the last year.
Oh,
Hey, man.
Hey,
Word.
yes.
Yeah. And so
how is that?
it's great. I love it. And you know, as a black man, it's not a stigma in the black community.
Right.
To go. You it's kind of like you're admitting that there's something fucked up with you if
Yeah.
you go to therapy. So
Okay.
for years I was resistant to it. I was like, nah, I got my friends. I'll just talk to them and get my problems out. But there's something about when someone doesn't know you and they can hear you talk your shit and then they still know the solution that would work.
They
Or
can
could
objectively
pinpoint
look at you. Yeah.
without being emotionally attached to you.
Right, because
That's
you know
amazing.
when you talk to your friends, you might sugarcoat it a little
And you're
bit.
biased.
You don't want to hurt
Yeah.
their feelings.
And they're biased.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
'Cause they rock
already
with you.
know. Yeah, and you already know how to we understand what they're going through and we know why, so I'm going to say this to
Yeah.
push
Yeah.
them that way. But when you go and speak to somebody that doesn't know you and they know the solution, I like
Yeah.
that.
So what made you feel like you should go to therapy, or maybe you just felt like talking to somebody? But what did it?
Relationships.
Oh, word.
So my relationship was turning over on his head, and I said, all right, let me look at myself. Let me start doing what I was resistant to prior to this, and so that if this is the end of this particular relationship, let me not go into the next one and bring my bullshit with it. So I wanted to go unpack all my
Good ass
bullshit
reason.
Wow.
and own my shit.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's
And it's
amazing.
crazy, right? Because you probably been through a bunch of bullshit that
Facts.
before you realize, like, let me take a look at myself.
It might be me a little bit.
And nobody
and then-
wants to do that.
And then I caused a lot of bullshit too.
Yeah.
So
Right.
to look back over the years and just see, the shit that I caused, the shit that other, women that I was dating
Right.
caused or brought to the table, I said, all right, let me decipher which is really, am I causing all this shit? Am I the problem? I just wanted to know, like, what's really, and then in diving into that aspect of it, the relationship aspect, you start to unpack your childhood
Yeah.
shit.
Like,
And-
why are you doing
Yes.
this? Do y'all like sex?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I enjoy sex. And if you like sex, then you'll like BlueChew.com. Blue Chew offers men a performance enhancement for the bedroom. Wouldn't you like to last longer and go extra rounds?
I mean, duh.
I mean, we all would like you guys to
I
do
mean,
that.
ideally. I mean, not just for me, but for the ladies as well.
We need love too.
Chewables can work faster than pills. Did you know that?
That makes sense.
Ooh.
Right, because you just chew it and it just goes right down
Damn.
all up in your system. Well, shit, it only takes a few minutes to connect with a BlueChew.com affiliated physician. And if you qualify, you get prescribed online quickly. Right away. I'm talking about you don't need no in-person doctor visit, no awkward conversation, no waiting in line at a pharmacy, and it ships directly to your door in discreet packaging.
Because
Okay.
we don't want him to know why we're ordering this.
Yeah, it's like just put it in his lasagna or something.
Just eat it, boy.
The chewables from BlueChew.com are prescribed online by a doctor and made in the US of A, America. All right. And also, I got a great deal for you guys. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first order for free when you use promo code TIM. All you got to do is pay the $5 shipping. That's BLUE Chew.com, promo code TIM, motherfucker.
You can't beat free enhancements.
Yeah.
Bruh, I'm a military brat, right? So I grew up living somewhere every 3 to 4 years of my formative years. And within that, people you get best friends with, their families now got to move. So
Right.
you're used to detaching from people
Yeah.
that you're trying to build an emotional attachment with.
Right.
So now I'm learning that shit affects me in relationships. Like, even though I'm in love with somebody, I can break away from her
Yeah. like that.
And
It's like a defense mechanism that you have.
facts.
Mm-hmm.
So to be
you're
able
not
to
trying to get
unpack
hurt.
that shit,
Right.
it's like, God damn, like I'm really, I'm kind of fucked up. But if I can identify that that's that thing, I can now focus my battle against it.
Yeah, that's good, man. Because so many people will go through so many problems and refuse to look at the possibility that maybe they are the common denominator in all these fucked up
facts.
situations, right?
Yeah.
So shit, man. What made you okay? Also, like I feel like being in the entertainment business, do you feel like that contributed to you fucking up in the relationships? Like, did that make it harder for you to find love?
There's not a lot of trust in
Yeah.
the industry that we're in.
Yeah.
Like you don't know who the fuck is
Exactly.
coming at you for what reason. You know what I mean? Or what the I'm sure you run into cats. It's like, yo, Tim, let's link. And they do that whole fake shit. Yo, let's link. Let me get your number. And they really just want to be put on. They want to get followers or they want to, whatever their thing is.
That's why I don't text nobody.
facts, bro.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
I literally had to ask Tim, like I started doing the podcast and there's a different, more people are just starting to just be around. And I have to ask, because I'm well aware of what comes with one, not only being a female, but now people are like, oh, I want to work or I want to do this. And I always have to go, do I trust them or no?
Yeah.
And my guards are all the way up because I don't ever speak about a lot of things that I do. But when people are starting to ask, I'm like, you're asking me questions that clearly are not displayed. So what is your real intentions?
Yeah.
And it makes you so skeptical of everybody.
Yeah.
What was that word?
So I was like, damn, like wait, I was like this. I was like, shit, Rick,
Skeptical?
yeah.
I was gonna let it slide this time.
Rick
I had to remember that I'm a comedian. I was like, hold the fuck up.
I know. I went like this. I was like,
I know we was
oh.
getting deep for a second,
No,
but
I
she
went
said
like
skeptical.
this.
So Rick looked dead at
right.
me.
And I did this. Oh, I'm gonna get away with this one. I was like, no, I drank champagne before. I'm so sorry. No,
She was on her best.
So,
I'ma show these
Did you-
niggas
no, no.
I'm not a pretty chick vibe. Like, yo, I'm,
no, but why
I'm
did
pretty,
my,
but I'm smart.
no,
so I'm
wait,
gonna say
here's-
skeptical.
No, here's the thing. I looked dead at
And
Rick.
I'm gonna be intelligent right now.
I looked right at Rick and I was going, if it's gonna come from him, I already know what to say back. But I was like, Rick.
And no,
just,
and then
I was
Rick looked at me.
and he looked at you.
And I was like,
and then I was like,
in my head, no, but then me and Rick both did we about to let it go. But then
I know. Yeah.
The asshole.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because I wanted to fix it, but I was like, nah, he didn't correct me right away. Shit. Did I get away with it? I was like,
This is the other
nah.
problem in my relationship. I'm a fucking smart ass.
And I was like, I know I said it wrong. Because I went, I was like,
You
damn.
did good though. You was like, I'm gonna just.
I'm ready. I know.
You was like in a pageant, like you tripped over your little your heel, and then you was like, no, I'm gonna keep on
You know what I'm
prancing.
saying?
Like the whole world didn't
Said,
see
you
me.
did good till I
That's
fucked you
right.
up.
And I'm like, shit.
but
Damn.
but yeah.
I'm max skeptical too. You know what I mean?
New word, hashtag.
Well, shit, man. Speaking of you being a comedian, I mean, a lot of the comments when I posted online, I was like, "Yo, well, y'all got questions for Affion?" A lot of them was like, "Yo, how do you feel? You know what I'm saying? Being one of the OGs of WildNOut, and like WildNOut's popping again. It's one of the most popular shows on MTV. Like, how do you feel about this new generation of WildNOut?"
I love it. People keep asking me why I don't go back. To me, that's like it's kind of like the high school dude that like had all the trophies for football. Now he's trying to go back to high school.
Al Bundy with it.
Mad years later and relive and you know, like let the young dudes get their
Right.
shit off. Like let them vibe. Like you had a great lane on there and you
Thanks,
had
man.
a great time frame on there. Carlos, Chico,
Yeah.
Justine, like everybody on there's getting it. Charlie Clips, like there's different energies there. So for
Right.
me, it's like I could just sit back and watch, but my mind is focused on growing in other ways comedically. And that's what it was. Honestly, this is real talk. After season 2 of WildNOut, I felt the same way. I just felt like I don't want to keep doing raps about people's moms and your girl's vagina because for me, that's a low-hanging fruit kind of
Yeah.
brand of comedy for me.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm not knocking WildNOut because the culture of WildNOut is dope for hip hop and comedy.
Right. It makes
blending
it
the
fun
two.
again, yeah.
But it's nothing like it.
Right.
It's kind of like what Def Comedy Jam was in the early 90s. Like there's nothing else that's going to combine the artists of today, the relevant new comedians of today. Nick Cannon, like he's a fucking genius with shit. But there's nothing else that brings a hip hop party to your living room on a regular basis. So for me, I just had issues with the personal development of the comedy for myself, not
Right.
anybody else, but just how I wanted to approach comedy.
I mean, that's basically that was basically the same reason why I was okay with not continuing. You know what I'm saying? Because for a while, it really, if I felt like I was kind of making the same jokes over and over again. You know what I'm saying? And that's just for
you
me.
Gonna get the Asian jokes at you, and then you're gonna go back on somebody. But see, you was brilliant, man. I told you this. We was talking at the wedding.
At Bujum's wedding,
yeah. And a lot of people underestimate the skill set that it takes to do WildNOut.
Right.
With a cast of mad comedians that's all fighting for shine.
Mm-hmm.
And when somebody keeps coming at you, they're coming at you for a reason, because they know that you got some sauce. So they're trying to test themselves against you. But you always had like ill comebacks for when people came for your neck.
The thing about it is like I've been rebuttaling Asian jokes since like, you know what I'm saying, like third grade. You know what I'm saying?
So to put it to a beat is nothing.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, I know what they're gonna come at me with. I got these in our stockpile already. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get it. I mean, same as me, man. Like anyone that came for me when I was on the show, it was like, all right.
Do you ever have people like, yo, I'm out impressing you right now. Let's have an impression battle.
Yeah.
Because even when you came on as a captain that one episode, because like Royce, who was I guess like our impression dude at the time, was like, yeah, let's do like a little impression back and forth. Like, do you feel like it's a lot of dudes coming at you like?
Yeah, but Royce was showing love though. He didn't come at me in a way, but there has been some that was like trying to be the impression king. Like I don't first of all, I don't claim to be an impressionist. I'm just an actor and I do a whole lot of different shit. So impressions is just it's like if you study a role, you study everything about that person and you just, regurgitate them. You reenact them. So that's how I see impressions, is like I'm just studying everything to the T and then I just do it. So but yeah, it's a lot of people that I could do a better Jay-Z than you, or better. I don't give a fuck. Really, I truly don't.
Leave Aries Spears alone, man.
Oh, damn.
Look, Aries was definitely coming at me for a while. Me and Jay Farrow, but I didn't feed into it, and it's all good. Last time I seen him, we was cool. For me, it's like this: unless you are walking up to me and punching me in the face, we have no issues.
Exactly.
Right.
And if you can punch me in the face without stealing them,
Yeah. Plus you're tall, so it says like it's a reach. You know what I'm saying?
And I know martial arts.
Oh,
so.
do you? For real?
Oh.
Do people ever think you're part Asian?
I am part Asian.
What part?
Chinese.
You part Chinese?
Yeah.
Half quarter?
My grandfather, I mean, it's diluted. My grandfather was half. He was Chinese and Spanish.
Oh, word.
In Trinidad. So it's a whole
Oh,
cultural
shit.
thing.
There's a lot of shit going
But there's a lot of Chinese in Trinidad.
Oh, for sure. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, for sure.
Crazy. Okay, so I asked this to all the WildNOut people, because people always ask me too, and other cast members. Did you smash any WildNOut girls?
Hey, man. I got hot in here.
Wow. As a WildNOut former one season, I made one. I made one season. I got 4 episodes. Okay, thanks.
Did you
Tim.
smash any WildNOut boys?
No.
What you jump in for?
Because I was in the background watching all of y'all. I was gonna say, like, so for me, I get to sit in the background and I already know what everybody's thinking, right? Like, I already know what everybody thinks about the WildNOut girls. Everybody automatic. I mean, as soon as I got on the show, the first thing I got, did Nick fuck?
Yeah.
Right.
That's how you got the job.
Well, did he?
No.
Oh.
That's why she only got 4 episodes.
I only got 4 episodes and I got cut. I got cut. It didn't last long.
Hey, man, you got to get something up.
And clearly I wasn't.
You got to play the game.
Shit. But
no, I wasn't like, the mad smasher, man.
That means that there's a yes.
I didn't say it was a yes.
You said you wasn't a mad smasher.
I wasn't. Nah, I'm not that guy.
Yeah, you chilling. You out here
Business.
making his money.
Yes, exactly. Skeptical.
You got any?
Hey, you welcome for today's word.
Yeah,
today's
word of the day.
Word of the day. Run with it.
You got any new impressions that have been festering ever since these new rappers and shit be popping up?
He just did it.
I'm about to exactly.
Yes.
Nah, man, I don't have anything not immediate.
Okay, good. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck these new rappers. How you feel? Because I know you rap as well, right?
Yeah,
Because
that's
you were doing the rap thing for a bit. Do you still do that?
Yeah.
So how you feel about these new rappers in the game?
I'll break it down like this. It's kind of like, because I get asked the same question about new comedians, and the YouTube comedians, the Instagram comedians,
Right.
batches. Like I get asked these questions all the time. What I think about the new generation. So I'll put them all in the same basket, like with the rap shit.
Mm-hmm.
If you go back to the history of hip hop when it started, there was 70s funk bands that these rappers were sampling their music, and all of these bands who deemed themselves as the elites. And they were like, wait, we actually went in the studio and we did real work and
Played
put
instruments.
we laid them
Right.
instruments down, and all y'all are doing is taking the easy route. Y'all just spinning the records and spitting y'all bullshit words
Yeah, right.
over our hard-earned, Juilliard trained musicianship. And they was like, oh, it's gonna be a fad. That's just not real music. And here we are, Jay-Z, Dr. Dre, Puffy later, Diddy later. Billionaires, you know what I mean? Like, it's still here. So
Right.
I look at the new rappers the same. I look at the new comedians the same. In every era, in every pack, there's garbage motherfuckers and there's dope motherfuckers. It's as simple as that. The talent is always gonna break through. It doesn't matter if the platform changes. I thank God for YouTube because I got on YouTube too.
Right.
And I'm a traditional comedian too.
Yeah.
And I use IG too. So it's
Right.
like if the shit can be distributed to the brand, to the fans faster, why wouldn't I use the shit?
Yeah.
So just because there's a whole bunch of motherfuckers coming up on it, it doesn't mean that they're garbage. It's a lot of funny
Right.
motherfuckers on IG.
And there's money out here for everybody, right?
Yeah.
It's so funny that you say that because like literally my first season on WildNOut, right? I remember being in the green room and it was one of the cats that was on the OG WildNOut.
Right.
And we was in the green room and I think he was on something that day. He was just he wasn't his self, right? He might have been under the influence of something, but he came into the room and was yelling at me and Emmanuel and was like, I Googled y'all last night. I Googled y'all. Y'all don't deserve to be on this show with me. Y'all don't deserve to be on this show. I didn't stand up for blah, 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 blah. And then, I mean, he apologized once he sobered up. Once he sobered up, he was like, hey, I was just fucking with you on some little brother shit, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But, and I remember thinking like, oh, okay, wow, he's really salty right now, right? But then as a YouTuber who had been on YouTube for like 10 years, I remember when the Vine cats started popping off. And I remember feeling like, wow, I'm really putting in work for these like 6-minute sketches and shit. And these motherfuckers come in with 6 seconds and they in the same room with me. And I was like salty about it. But then I just had to check
Yeah,
myself.
the salt will hit you initially.
Right.
Because again, you'll see it from the garbage motherfuckers.
Right.
Yeah.
You'll see them getting all these brand deals and all that kind of shit, right? But then when you sit back and you're like, okay, wait, there's some really gifted people out here. And I have the freedom to use the same platform. So why am I gonna get salty at this shit? So that's just kind of how I look at it.
And what I learned is it's also about what people like. You can't get mad if they like the shit.
Exactly.
Like
They're
it's
buying
trash
into
to
it.
me, but they like it for
Right.
some reason. So what I'm gonna be mad at?
Right.
And then I also keep my ear to the streets. So I also know that when I left WildNOut and I started doing a lot of YouTube shit, there was a lot of traditional comedians, my own peers, even motherfuckers that came after me that would be in the street saying, oh, hey, he cheating. He ain't no real comedian. He does YouTube videos. That shit is soft. That shit is whatever. So I know that I don't give a fuck about what anyone thinks about how I put down craft. So I try to make it a point to support whoever I feel like is doing their thing. But in, whatever your platform is, if you're doing your thing, I don't give a fuck. Like I rock with HaHa Davis. I rock with Batch. Fucking Spice Adams is one of my favorites.
Fucking hilarious.
Desi Banks. Like I'm laughing at all these motherfuckers. Laura Cleary. Like it's just, I don't care. If you funny, you funny.
I agree. There's so much opportunity for everybody out there, especially with the internet. There's so many ways for everybody to get money. It's like, why be mad at the next man for getting money?
When you're not getting money, that's when you mad.
These are big facts. Drop a bomb on that.
When you are counting pennies,
That is when they get
All
mad.
of a sudden,
rolls
everybody's
by in a nice whip and pulling a nice garage.
Somebody was typing some hater shit. It was like,
Oh, he's like,
You know what? I was about.
I'm not mad. I got money.
I take it back. All right, let's see. We got a bunch of questions for you here, dog. When I posted today, we got so many questions for you. The people fuck with you, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's see.
I appreciate it.
Let's see. I'm gonna just scroll a little bit here. Somebody says, Affion, how fun was it shooting Haunted House with Marlon Wayans? By the way, you killed it in that movie, he says.
Man, thank you, sir. Anonymous sir. That shit was dope.
That's from Manueleos.
Manueleos.
Why did it have to get an accent halfway through?
Manueleos.
It would have been real fucked up if you read the whole thing in that accent.
Had I read the name first, I would have.
Hey, man, check it out, man.
How did it feel to do the movie with the Marlon Wayans, man?
Just disrespectful. It was dope, man. Look, Marlon is family. The Wayans are family. And for me, it's like, I'm always a fan of the game. I don't ever want to get so accomplished that I look at someone that came before me and then I'm like, I'm at your level now. I don't gotta be a fan no more. Fuck that. Being a fan keeps me excited about this shit. Like when I see Will Smith, he's the GOAT. When I see Eddie Murphy, he's the GOAT. Like I see these guys and I pay homage. So to rock with the Wayans is who I learned from. Mm-hmm. I always pay homage. Like even when I'm on set with them motherfuckers, I'm like, yo, I remember when I saw this sketch and this award show that you hosted and and that's what gave me the inspiration to do X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. So to be able to rock in a film with Marlon, especially Marlon because he's the youngest of the Wayans brothers.
Right. And
he was the one, he's like a little older than me, but he was the one that I identified with the most because he was the young hip hop Wayans. Mm-hmm. We did the same shit and he liked the same music I liked and just watching him from afar before I was even a comedian, mm-hmm. I would identify with his style and how wild and wiry he was and just being skinny and just silly. So now to have him see me as a peer is just dope. So he just gives me the rope to be able to freestyle and do what I need to do. So yeah.
Bro, I used to watching Wayans Brothers, I used to always try and copy Marlon's outfits, because he always wore like the big ass Nietzsche sweaters and shit. And I was like, yo. I just remember being like going to like, what was that store across the street from the high school? Hip hop connections, and I was like, yo, I'm putting this fucking sweater on layaway so I could dress like Marlon Wayans, bro.
Next year.
That's funny.
So you and Nick Cannon got beef or what? Y'all ever had any
wow.
Is this a real question? What is
what?
You ever got any arguments on WildNOut? I'm trying to go for that clickbait title. You feel me?
Oh nah.
He just said he was a genius. He just ignored that part.
Right.
Pay attention.
He's like, he just come back with this old skeptical ass question, right?
I know I can't speak right, but at least I can fucking listen.
She listens,
Shit.
yo.
It's the problem with
she
you,
over
man.
here hearing things, yo.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man.
That's too funny.
Nah, no beef.
I feel like what?
Nick is like my little brother, man. Like he's a guy who, if we ever had an argument, it was about which way a sketch should end.
Yeah.
Type shit. You know what I mean?
Nah, I feel you.
But we ain't never had no issues.
How long did you do WildNOut for?
I did the first 4 seasons, which season 4 was technically 2 in 1 because they did a double order of episodes.
Okay.
So yeah, I did the first 4 seasons.
Shit, man, that's crazy. I remember watching WildNOut as a little kid, right? Yeah. And like back then, I remember being like, man, I could do this shit, man. Because it was like the rap shit and the comedy. And I was, I was like, back then I was like writing my little raps and shit. So when it came back, I was like, yeah, what's good with this, man? And when you came back as a captain, that was dope too. That was a dope moment because I remember feeling like, yo, I like when the OGs would come back. Not that you old, but the
O and OG stands for original.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't stand for O. You good?
I'll take it.
Yeah, I like it was
Pause.
cool when the OG. Hey, where did you grow up?
Everywhere, man. Like I said, I'm a military brat. So I grew up in Germany and North Carolina, Fayetteville, back and forth. I went to Germany twice. So we'd always come back to Carolina. Vietnam, J. Cole. That's my...
Okay, shit. Because when you said pause, I was like, because we don't really pause out here in LA. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's more of an East Coast thing. Wait,
that's where
that's
I learned
a funny
it,
sounding thing because it's like
right.
we flew it out here.
Let it happen.
Like, what do you mean?
We just let it go.
Like,
but we more secure.
Yeah.
In our sexuality out
here. I'm saying,
here.
like, no one uses the phrase pause out here.
I think I learned it from my New York friends, though.
Yeah.
But everybody I'm around.
Well, tell me about your Bay Area people. They pause out there?
I mean, I feel like everybody's so everybody's on the internet, so it doesn't really have like an area anymore. The Bay Area is so mixed, so that like hearing that or hearing dead ass or hearing certain phrases that belong in
the cultures are blended now.
Yeah, in other areas that in the Bay, it's not I always talk about it, it's very mixed. You got Asians that act a certain way. You got everybody's like really. There's no lines.
But it's still, even when people say dead ass out here, I'm like, we don't say that out here, bro. That's New York shit.
But there's so many people from other places. You can't deny that when you're walking down the street or when you're in a group of people, everybody's from different areas.
And when somebody says it, you know what they
Right.
mean by the inflection.
I mean, it's like Son. We stole Son from New York before there was internet.
and you want to talk about the Bay?
from
We said hella in Northern California for the longest time, and we got made fun of it for saying hella, and now all of a sudden that became cool. But we've been saying it, and everybody used to stamp.
I still think it's uncool.
Yeah, I still hate hella. Yeah.
Well, we hella love to say hella all the hella damn time.
The only thing worse than hella is hecka.
Oh God, hecka.
Wow.
Fuck, I used to hate that shit.
Wow. I mean, but it's just like saying it's very blended up north, so I hear all of those phrases all the time.
You're the first Bay person to admit that, because Bay people just say they created everything.
Everything.
Oh, you did tag me in that fucking meme, by the way. I was like, yeah, we do. But I'm not really from the Bay, so I can never lie and say that I'm originally from there.
So where are you from?
I'm originally from Hawaii. Then I grew up in the Central Valley. So I grew up really in a small town with 2 stoplights.
Cows.
Yeah.
So how do you claim the Bay?
Because I've been out there for the last 9 years. And so when you are working out there and I really have an appreciation and a love, like that shaped who I was.
How long were you in Hawaii?
6 years, and then I moved to the mainland. But when I moved from Hawaii, I lived in a house with like 13 other people, and everybody was from Hawaii. So it's in our blood, is who we are.
I see.
So it's going back
And
to
I'm
pause.
Chinese too, by the way.
And she's Chinese too, just like you, a little bit in there. Mikey Day was the first person to, because he was one of the few OG WildNOut cats that was on the new season when they rebooted it, right?
Yeah.
And so we were in New York, we're shooting in New York, and Conceited kept telling people, "Oh, pause that," right? And it's so funny. Mikey Day was he was like pause is the urban. That's what she said. I was like, wow, that is so true.
Shit. When you think about it, yeah.
And that's Mikey Day. Mikey is the fucking smartest comedian that I ever met.
Yeah,
He's
man.
Brilliant, dude.
I'm glad he's on SNL now. You ever what's up with you? Like, would you ever want to be on SNL or do that?
That's weird. I auditioned for SNL and I did really well. But after I learned, for one, how much they make,
It's not a lot.
it's not a lot.
Oh.
And then just the culture of SNL.
Uh-huh.
I don't know that it fits me.
Right.
I don't know. I would have to do it to know.
Yeah.
But I would prefer to be able to do a show where I have the freedom to just do my own thing.
I feel you. When they were talking about bringing In Living Color back, what did you hear about that? Would you go for that?
Well, that's when I was doing my show on Fox, so I knew what was going on. And my show was a sketch show, but it was already, because of what I went through with my show and all of the setbacks and, you know, executives not really knowing the culture, I literally was like, good luck.
Right.
Like, respect to Keenan. Maybe he could come in here and do something different with the network. But I just knew it was that if I were to do sketch again, I wouldn't want to do it on Ensemble at a big network. I'd probably do it more streaming or cable.
I feel you.
You know what I mean?
Do you know why they pulled the plug on that?
On which one?
On the new In Living Color reboot.
Yeah.
Why?
For all the reasons why they pulled the plug on my show.
Which is what?
You can't do a show like that that's culturally relevant and popping and dope in an environment where there's people that don't understand it. Because they're not going to support it. They're spending money on it.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you feel like some shows are supposed to stay in that era because we can't do the same? You can't do the same.
Well, that too.
jokes?
Like, In Living Color is lightning in a bottle. Like, you're not
That
going
was
to get
amazing.
That was the dream team of a cast.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you're just not going to be able to recreate that.
Right.
But doing any sketch show, it just has to, like, the reason why Key and Peele was able to really succeed after a Chappelle on the same network is because they just had their own quirky points of view, and they had the freedom to do it their way.
Okay.
Unless you have the freedom to do it your way, it's going to be people telling you how to do, like, imagine someone telling you how to do Tim DeLaGhetto,
Right. I would hate it.
and you would not thrive in that environment.
Right.
So, yeah, I knew that was why. I knew they weren't even going to get an episode off. I just felt it. I was like, it's just not the place for it.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, there was so much hype around it, and then all of a sudden it was like, all right, never mind. It's gone.
I mean, but did you? Okay, for me, when I heard that, I didn't think it was gonna happen because I remember watching the show then, and then I watch it now, and I realized, oh, we're not supposed to be talking about some of these things. Like there's
we way more sensitive
you know
now.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And so watching, I was like, how can we work around this?
Yeah. I didn't want it to come back. Like the original was too good.
And taint
Amazing.
the legacy.
I'm scared about this new All That.
Right.
I'm not gonna watch it, but still,
Yeah.
like
We're not gonna talk
classics.
about like cross-dressing. Like we weren't acknowledging the things that were going on. Like there was clearly blatantly cross-dressing going on. But it's comedy. And there's plenty of comedians that talk about how they've had to go into doing that to get more roles. And that was a conversation that I know I've heard a lot of comedians talk about.
Right.
yeah.
Well, how you feel about that? How you feel about like
The dress.
the cross dressing comedian? Because I know a lot of people feel a way about it. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like if the idea comes from the person, it's 100% acceptable.
Right.
Example: Martin and Shenanigans.
That's
Martin,
which people
Yes.
always bring up. Yeah.
playing his
Yep.
mother.
Yep.
Tyler Perry as Medea.
Yep.
In Living Color, they just did a bunch of like when Keenan played Marshall Warfield.
Right.
He's doing an impression of somebody that exists.
Or Jamie Foxx and Wanda.
Wanda.
Yes,
Yes. Classic.
To me, if it comes from the person, cool. But if it's a situation where it's the network or the powers that be saying, "Hey, put this on. This will be funny,"
I feel you.
Right.
you're gonna come off uncomfortable in that situation.
I got
it's,
you.
it's just not gonna. It's not gonna. You're not gonna be feeling that.
I
You're gonna
got
be
you.
pausing within yourself the entire sketch.
Which I was gonna say, speaking of the new the new All That, I'm gonna watch strictly because they got 1.5 Asians on there. It's
What
one
does-
Asian dude
what does
and
that
another.
mean?
And it's a full ass Asian and it's another half Asian dude on there. And I'm like, wow, this is more Asian people than I've ever seen on any show coming up when I was growing up. So I was like, I'm hyped for this shit, even if the shit's whack.
they just look so young to me.
They
I'm
look
like,
super young.
I feel like I won't find it funny.
Right.
Just because. But yeah, I'm gonna take my nephew to a taping.
Oh, you want to do taping?
Yeah. We know somebody who's producing. it.
You saw you did that.
Yeah. We
know.
we know somebody.
Damn, all right.
They
Well,
gonna
shit,
hook that
I'm
right
down.
on up.
Well, what's up with you, man? Are you working on any new shit? You pitching some new shit? What you got going on?
Yeah, same. You know how I go. I'm developing. I got some big producers on 2 different shows that we're taking out next month.
Okay.
And then I'm filming my first stand-up special at the end of the month too. So
Very cool.
that's really my focus right now.
Well, shit, man, you know Asians are really popular right now. We got a little wave of Asians. So if you ever need a token Asian to ride the
Or
wave,
one that's
2
part.
or 1.5.
Right? I was like, I'm a quarter.
It's got to be 1.5.
So add me in.
You feel me? Got to be 1.5.
and she don't even look it. So that's the perfect when you
Nah,
can.
you don't.
When
Like,
you
what
can
is your
claim it.
full
I'm Hawaiian.
breakdown?
I'm Hawaiian, Chinese, Filipino, Irish.
Hawaiian, Chinese,
Filipino, Irish. So I'm mainly
So-
Asian.
So now we know how to make a light skinned black girl.
Little bit.
Wow,
She's
now
the
there
recipe.
we go.
She's the recipe.
Well, that's about to be taken somewhere else.
Nah, if somebody take that somewhere else, you're an idiot.
Like he said, he
fucking
made
idiot.
eye contact.
You ever just thinking about being you still uploading like consistently on YouTube? Is that your thing? Or
Nah.
What's up with that?
I got tired of that shit, man.
Why?
Because it was too much to do. Like you said, putting in work to do these 6-minute videos, and then these motherfuckers come behind on Vine and do 6 seconds,
Yeah.
or IG is a minute. And I'm noticing that the consumer now likes shit that's less produced.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
And so my shit, I used to go really hard with the production and
Same.
make it look like it's
Yeah.
a real
Yeah.
top-notch joint. And I would put on the makeup, like I would transform into Eminem or Rick Ross and do
Right.
a beard and a fat suit. Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, like I was doing all of that stuff. And then the other thing was people that see the sketches that want to do work, or when you say, all right, I want to take it up a notch, the production level. Motherfuckers come on board and be like, all right, well, you got to pay me like $5,000. Yeah.
Everybody
Like,
has
yo,
a
I was
writer.
doing this shit for no money at
Right.
first.
Yeah.
And just, through editing and filters and all that, I knew how to make it look good. And then all of a sudden, when you want to collab with somebody and they want to try to overcharge you because they think when they see millions of views that they think you sitting on millions of dollars.
man.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not that
And they
at
trying
all.
to come up immediately it's like, nah.
Yeah, bro. That's why I'm doing this fucking podcast, man. It's like, it's crazy, right?
I'm
Because
about to do a podcast too, son.
do it, dog. Do it. It's crazy because I mean I tell people all the time because kids be like, yo, Tim, where the sketches at? Why you doing sketches no more? And it's like
They want that shit for free.
I
bro.
would invest all this money, like hire a crew, hire editors, do this shit, spend like 2 days doing a 5-minute sketch and upload it and like not even make any money off it, break even, you know what I'm saying? And then I do some shit like this or it's a more basic video where I'm just going trying different food and you know I make way more money off that shit.
Right.
And then you also got all the girls that are out here. Everybody wants to be an IG model. Everybody wants to clothes. Everybody wants to clothes. Everybody wants to body. Like I heard a lot of stuff about just like some things in LA and in general, like everybody's starting to look the same because they want the aesthetic. Little do you know, these girls are getting the clothes for free, which are cheap clothes anyway, some companies, and they're doing whatever it takes and they're not getting, there's no real business behind it because they're not generating revenue. There's no money.
Lip fillers for
I
free.
had the pleasure of sitting next to an IG model. It was a young white girl. We was on the way to London.
All right.
And so she was just giving me the game. But at first, I heard her on the phone talking to her mom, and she was just like talking big talk. She was like, yeah, you know, they pay me to come to the club, and then they sponsoring this, and then I gotta go to this and that, and then they pay me to do that, and I'm just gonna show up for an hour, and they pay me for that. And she was talking mad shit, right? So then we got into the conversation. I was like, yo, what do you do? And she started really telling me her story. And then she started telling me some of the numbers. And I was like, that's how much they pay you? And the shit was like peanuts.
Yeah.
But again, I guess, you know, if your lifestyle ain't astronomical, you could live off that. So she, you know what I mean, going to get a quick $800
To some, I
to
mean,
sign autographs.
Hey, I guess.
All right.
but
1,000.
You ever worry about a girl on the come up trying to get pregnant by Affion Crockett's baby and
Nah, I'm good on that, man. You know what I mean? Because I'm older now, so it's like I used to be the guy that just like to have fun and you know what I mean, go smash and have multiple chicks and all that kind of shit. But now it's like, and then through therapy too. After you do that shit, where does that go? If you're not trying to build a family, where the fuck does that go?
right.
You still, even though your intention is I just want to hit or have a buddy, a fuck buddy, your intention is to fuck, but somebody's gonna always catch feelings. Now you leaving a trail of broken feelings and emotions and hearts. It's just not worth it to me now. As a younger guy, for my ego, that shit was amazing.
Right.
Like, yo,
I did this and this and that.
I'm not fucking with you Wednesday.
Right.
Because I don't have to. Feel me? I got a Thursday, bitch. I'm on my Saturday, bitch, right now. It's only Tuesday. Fuck you talking about what we doing tomorrow, bitch. You got your goddamn motherfucking vaginal mind, bitch.
Did you ever have
Cocky for no reason.
you ever have like impression groupies like, oh my God, talk to me
You're
like Jay-Z.
so funny.
Do the Jay-Z voice while you hit it.
Oh my
Nah,
God.
I never had those shit like that.
Wow.
That would be offensive.
So you don't really.
But I
like
would
me?
kick her out after I get the nut.
After.
I'm like, I would still do it. Hey, if I'm getting pussy while I'm doing it.
Shit, man. So like, I feel like, you know,
The voices I just
I don't-
kicking her out after.
in my head, I'm like,
I'm lying. That's all comedy.
in my head, I was like, yeah, do more impressions about, but girl, while you fucking girls, yeah, that's funny. In my head, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just put that on Instagram, put a little 1 minute clip of you just doing.
That was mad creepy right there for a second before you got. I was like, what? Where are you going with this?
But real talk, that would be multi-millions of hits.
That shit would go viral. I just gave you a good ass idea.
So would you like to
It's
start
like,
now?
yo,
Where would you like to start? What voice would you like to start?
Jay-Z getting an orgasm, Arnold Schwarzenegger getting an orgasm. Like every video is just a different celebrity. Like,
And you can do it all right here, right now.
I am not coming in front of you.
Nasty.
I see what you're trying to do there.
Fine.
You half Chinese, Hawaiian, Filipino,
Irish.
freak, skeptical freak.
Yeah.
Well, shit, man. You got
That's the new impression.
There we go.
That's the new one.
Ow.
You got anything you wanna plug before you leave us?
Nah, I mean stand-up special. That's I'm filming it in LA, July 26th, El Portal Theater on Lancashire. So if you want to just pull up. We're gonna do 2 shows. Follow me on IG and you'll get all the details of it all.
For sure. And for people that can't pull up, where are they gonna be able to watch it at?
I haven't decided that yet. So I'm shooting it independently and I'm gonna own it.
Okay, bet.
And then I'm gonna shop it around.
For sure.
Businessman.
Yeah.
Well, shit, man. Hey, salute to the OG. Thanks for coming through, man. Appreciate
Man,
you.
thanks for having me, brother. And look, man, salute to you, man. I know I told you this before.
Yes, sir.
You know, just in talking as men, but I really salute your journey, man. You're a smart businessman on top of being a talented guy. So
I appreciate
I'll
that,
fuck with
bro.
you.
Hey, man, I'm trying, dog. I'm trying.
you doing it, my dude.
I'm just being pretend humble, man. I know. All right, y'all. Well, shit. Thanks for listening, watching once again.
we didn't talk about fucking enough.
I mean,
You
shit.
started off with saying, "Are we going to talk about this or not?"
I didn't want to just be like, hey, so what's up? What
I
you?
thought we were gonna talk
Nah.
about fucking in
He lied.
relationships.
We just talked about it, and he was like, "I'm older now. I don't
That's not my
really do that."
lifestyle. I've been in
but
therapy.
I still know about it.
I've been in therapy and I just know it's empty and I don't want to live that way. So if you
Hey,
are watching
fucking is
this
still
right now,
fun.
if you are watching this right now, I'm a responsible,
The whole
well-rounded
conversation.
man.
It didn't really go there. I was
I'm trying
like,
to get a wifey.
Right, that's what everybody watching right now is like. Oh my god, he goes to therapy. How cute.
And he don't fuck.
we out. I said all that with my legs crossed.
Yes. Well,
Yeah, I really like to,
all right, well, shit, craziest groupie fucking story. Go.
oh, come on.
Nah, I'm beyond that, man.
yeah, man. I'm too zen for that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I had a chick. I fucked in an airport parking lot.
Parking lot.
Yeah.
Wait,
Where
were
there's
you
definite
coming
cameras.
or going?
I was in transition.
Oh, there we go.
Literally, it was a 2-hour layover. I was like, yo, we had never met. We was on some like FaceTime shit. I was like, yo, I'll be in your town. 2 hours.
2 hours.
Pull up with the whip. You know what I mean? Tinted windows, preferably.
That's a commitment because you gotta commit to going through security again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I left. I went through the roundabout. You know what I mean?
Was it worth it?
Fuck yeah. That was one of them ones.
So
That
how
sound
was
worth
the
it.
therapy session after that one?
No, this is way before that.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yo, this
He-
is-
You
said the
don't
craziest
need
groupie
therapy
stories,
after
right?
that. That's tight.
No, he's like Saturday.
Well, shit, man. Hey, we'll come back when you feel like talking about fucking again, dog. Because hey, dog, we
Nah, next time I come back, we're gonna talk about all fucking.
all fucking. All right.
Because I know about fucking.
Okay. Well, shit. You weren't trying to talk about it this time. You talking about deep shit.
Nah,
this time.
son, you was trying to get the beef between me and Nick. You was trying to get the little celebrity shit
Whoa,
out.
pause. I was
Trying to get the beef.
You don't do pause. You let it go, remember, Tim? You just let it go.
all right, John. Well, thanks for watching. No Chasing Podcast. I'm Timothy Ghetto.
I'm Ricky Shucks.
And I'm Nikki Blades.
Yeah, bitch.
The royal penis is clean, Your Highness.
Thank you. King shit.